All right, so as I mentioned in the other video I've got a video out about the FBI using dating app to catch conservative men. In this one, I'm going to talk about Democrats' new message. If your man's not voting, ladies, don't sleep with him. And it is targeted towards black Americans, but it's kind of the same thing. Do remember, we're in the race for a retreat. We're still in first place right now. We've got 19 days left. Make sure to follow the links down below. Go over, either maybe become a supporter of Daily Wire or order Jeremy's razors. They're good razors. I enjoy them. I did a review on it. And support me so we can win some money and I can buy some land and do a men's retreat. I'm going to do it anyway. For those of you that are hating, saying I'm going to take some money and run, I'm going to do the men's retreat anyway. This just allows me to use Daily Wire's money instead of my own, and I can expedite this thing where I can maybe get the retreat up in the next year versus another 2 or 3 years of saving money. So please help me out with that. I would appreciate it very much. All right, so Democrats' new message, no voting, no sex. We'll get into this. And it's the worst, most cringy language you could use. It's no voting, no effing, but instead of F, they use a V, so no Ving. I can't say this word. I tested this on YouTube's algorithm, and I did a little 30-second clip of me using this word, the V word that they have here, and it caught in the filters as if I was saying the F word, so I can't say any of it. But anyway, it says no voting, no VUCKING. They say BLK, the largest dating app made for black singles, has partnered with Material Girl, GWORLLLLLL. Who comes up with these names? Saucy Santana, and the baddest bee, Trina, to drop no voting, no effing, the 2022 midterm elections track you didn't know that you needed. The message is clear. Performing your basic civic duty, voting is sexy AF. Studies show that many voters from communities of color use early voting and mail-in ballots. However, politicians continue to draft bills, increasing the difficulty for black Americans to do just that. In 2021, 19 states passed 34 laws reducing polling place availability and raising stricter requirements. I do want to put a pause there. I looked into many of these laws. Basically, the law just states you need to have ID. That's it. And, you know, the thing that confuses me about this, and I'm not going to get too deep into the politics of it, but the thing that confuses me about this when they're saying, well, a lot of black Americans can't get ID. You need ID to buy cigarettes, alcohol, to board a plane, to pick up mail in some situations, to set up utilities. Like, you need. So how insulting is it to the black community to say, well, they're not smart enough or they don't have the ability? And I've talked about this and other stuff over on my betterbachelor.locals.com. You know, it's just, it kind of gets insulting to black people. But anyway, the whole thing is here that if ladies, if he's not voting, then, you know, don't sleep with him. You know, use that as hold that over his head. And they say Michelle Obama's voting initiative partners with dating app that made the no voting, no effing video. But her voting initiate denies it was involved in it, as they say. They've updated the story. But let me just put a pause on this for a second before I read down through this. The reason why I know this is that you must vote Democrat is because any black voter that votes conservative here in the United States is kind of attacked by the black community and newspapers and social media and everything else. And I've got a couple stories to back that up as well. They say former First Lady Michelle Obama's voting initiative is partnering with a dating app that made a video titled No Voting, No Effing. The voting initiative, When We All Vote, announced that it would be working with a BLK dating app on October 4th and doing voter registration activations with the company. The BLK dating app is designed for black singles looking to date, according to its website. On October 4th, the organization released a video encouraging black voters to go to the polls entitled No Voting, No Effing, which features Rashad Spain, known as Saucy Santana, and Katrina Taylor, who's known as Trina. They say no voting, no effing, no voting, no touching. Saucy Santana sings in the video, you want to hit this booty, you got to do your civic duty. In the video, Trina sings the lyrics, but if you want to flirt, I'll show you how to be a poll worker. Don't stop now. Stuff my ballot box again. Brought my homegirl through. We'll put the buy in partisan, the singers also say in the video. The video also links to a voter registration portal for when we all vote. Now, what makes me 100% positive, and I'm not going to read down through the rest of it. You guys get it. I guess this is Saucy Santana. This person, I don't want to get the genders wrong. This person definitely looks a little saucy, if you know what I'm saying. But anyway, here's the whole thing. The reason why I know that it's Democrats, because anytime a black person, even including Senator Tim Scott, a Republican black senator, says anything that is, I don't know, not leaning to the left, they get called out as a horrible person, such as Candace Owens. And she's part of the Daily Wire group over there. Candace Owens, a black woman, says from Newsweek Culture, Candace Owens talks white lives furor, wants to destroy black culture. So just for saying that WLM, right, that other lives matter as well as Black Lives Matter, she's destroying black culture. Because again, her and now Kanye West are both evil people. And then, of course, you have Larry Elder is the black face of white supremacists. You've been warned. This is coming from the LA Times. And because he's a conservative guy that talks about family and value and education, they're saying that he's now, apparently now black people can be part of the white supremacists. And, of course, Senator Tim Scott, who is, again, a Republican, Tim Scott proves he's the black whisperer for white supremacists. Again, so that's how you know that if with this whole thing that it's the Democrats pushing this stuff, because they're certainly not going to be okay if you say, you know what, I did register, I did go out to vote, and I voted conservative and I voted Republican. You're going to get called out as the worst of the worst because you must fall in line. And the reason why I bring up the politics in this case is because it's the same thing that they do to all men. You must comply. You must fall in line. You must do the things that we want you to do. Then you're a good man, or then you're a good person, or then you're a good black person, or you're good if you do what we want you to do. But if you don't, if you're a person that's conservative, if you're a person that says, you know what, I think that I am going to go my own way and do my own thing and think independently and maybe not go along with the tribe, well, they blame you as you're toxic or you're one of the isms or phobes or everything else that's out there. It's comply or you're part of the bad group. And if you do comply, then you're okay. Well, for the moment. But as soon as you step out of line, well, then you're a problem. And it doesn't matter if you are in with their message 99%. The minute you step out of line, they're going to call you out and they're going to nail you for it. And that's pretty much what the Democrats do. It's what a lot of conservatives do as well. If you speak out against certain members, it's the same thing. We have tribalism right now. And if you're not part of one tribe, you automatically belong to another tribe. That's just how things are. And as men, we have to be careful of this because number one, we don't want to belong to a tribe. We want to make sure that we're clear-headed and we're thinking clearly. I can safely say I hate all government and I hate all politics, but I have to talk about it because it affects me. And so I do talk about that stuff. But the minute you say, oh, I think Biden's an idiot and a potato brain, people will say, well, why do you love Trump? And then if you really want to see someone short circuit, you turn around and say, well, I don't like the Republican Party and I didn't care for a lot of the things Trump did either. And they just fry themselves out because how dare you not belong to either tribe? And that's the crazy thing about all of this and everything going forward. Is that even left-leaning men, even men that are supposedly on with the woke train and they're great with feminism and all this other stuff, if you step out of line once, you're done. See Joe Rogan, for example, see Russell Brand, for example, see a lot of these, see Jimmy Dore, for example, a lot of kind of left-leaning commentators saying, hey, the left's gone too far and the right's just as bad and we need to find some common ground here and we need to fix what's going on. Well, they're out. They're out by everybody. I mean, somebody will love them when they say the right thing, and then they hate them when they say the wrong thing. Well, it's kind of what's happening to men right now. It's the same thing. If men say, "Oh, I support, X message," they'll say, "Okay, he's a good guy." And then if you turn around and say, "But on this thing, I disagree, and I think we have these issues to," oh, well, now he's bad again. Stay out of the fight, or if you're going to be involved in the fight, I guess that's fine. Just understand that right now with politics and with tribalism, with feminism, with toxic masculinity, almost every choice you make at some point in time, people are going to have a problem with. And you just need to stand up for your own values, do your own thing, stick up for yourself, and do what you feel is right for you. And part of that is keeping, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Listen twice as much as you speak, and maybe not only will we make it through this, but maybe we'll all learn something along the way. Because I'll tell you, I learned things from conservatives. I learned things from left-leaning individuals. I learned things from liberals. I don't learn anything from women, I was going to say. But the whole point is, understand that things are going to get crazy over the next couple of years, and try to stay free thinking and stay out of this stuff. And on top of that, don't let them manipulate you. Don't let women or media or anyone use you. And understand that these dating apps and just about everything you can get involved with, they're going to try to control you, whether it's with dating, whether it's with messaging, whether it's with sex. And again, like the women that were, you have to be pro-baby deletion or else stop sleeping with men. Like, they think that that's all that men think with is their Johnson. And, you got to enjoy watching the collapse, because pretty soon they're not going to be able to control men in any way, and then they're going to feel really scared about it. Guys, let me pull up a dating app for those of us here on Locals.